Now, I've been playing EU4 for about 7-ish years, and despite all of that time, there are a few features that I have just never really looked at. One is the tutorial, another is the random new world, which I could make a video on if you guys really want to see it. But then there's the more obvious one, which is a lot more in your face, and has probably disappointed the most players out of any feature in the game. That's the bookmark system. Throughout the entirety of EU4's game history, you can pick any of these bookmarks or just change the date freely to whatever you want. The problem is, the system is terribly broken and is like almost never really updated. Besides being used for probably a few exploits here and there, I don't think anybody really uses the bookmark system because frankly, it's not content updated. It isn't even balance updated either. So a lot of the things that they had at the beginning of the game are probably still there. But there is one reason to play one bookmark, and that is for a specific achievement, playing as America. It's at least interesting that they still decided to update the situation for the different ages, even though nobody reads these, but that's cool. I have to say though, I really like the ambition that they had when they released EU4, thinking that they were going to keep these updated and that like people were going to play them. But frankly, it's just way too much effort, so I don't blame them for deciding not to keep them updated. But anyway, here we are in 1776, the beginning of the American Revolution, and the rest of the world as it was back then, which is really funny to see in contrast to most 1776 years in your regular campaigns, where the entirety of the Americas is already colonized, and the weakest great power should have over 1,000 development. In fact, usually, at least for the Ottomans, they reach this amount of money by like 1530 in most games, so it's a really different experience when you start with a bookmark. Our goal for today is going to be to grab all of the American cores, laid out by this one achievement here, and wait, it's literally just be at peace, that's it? I thought I had to like conquer the entire United States. Well, this might be a short video. Oh yeah, I forgot that they actually made a few missions for America when they first created missions for the game. But of course, like no one plays America, so they didn't update these. They did actually update the default missions though, so that's cool. Like we get a claim on every neighboring province. That's interesting. I mean, and okay, I guess we'll just go with a regular setup then. Oh yeah, what ideas do we have? Plutocratic, fair, trade, weird but historical, economic, same, defensive, same, maritime, yikes, admin, okay, offensive ideas, not bad. Personally, I would have probably gone with expansion at some point, and we probably will if I decide to continue playing this after the achievement. I guess we'll go with the American Republic, the one unique government reform added for the Americans. And since the game has given me the draft as an option, of course I'm going to abuse it. So let's create a whole bunch of seats for Congress. If we turn on slacken recruiting standards for a quick second, and also that's a lot of generals. Yep, okay. That's kind of what I meant by the setup isn't really changed all too well. Estates should be relatively simple, I guess. All right, let's go kick some British butt. Now, if we take the draft, we'll get 16,000, roughly 400 manpower, and we can pretty easily just like pay for this stuff. Managed to hold off against the Newfoundland troops, but I think it's going to be a bit of a mess against the British themselves, although that is way too much cavalry. Again, it's probably just another remnant of the old system. Like 15 cavalry is insane for past 1600. Actually, how much do we have? We have 8,000 cavalry. That's not that much better. Oh, okay. Nobility's gone. So I guess we'll just sell some titles, take some, well, maybe get some loans out too. We're gonna need them. Oh, okay. Like, wait, hold on. We have an entire event? More than one flavor event for playing as America? That's surprising. Lose 10 Diplo power. Netherlands, I guess, recognizes our independence? Sure. Okay. I don't think that does anything except maybe improve relations, but all right. And yeah, we're just gonna wipe out this cavalry stack. Unlike in real life, the British are going to be exceedingly easy for us to beat because, you know, EU4, even with different bookmark, is still EU4 and the AI is still the AI. Because it's past the 1700s, artillery is extremely effective, so we should get a lot more of that. Yeah, so the British are down to 0 manpower, meaning the longer they stay in this war, the worse things get for them, pretty much. I guess there isn't any kind of mechanic for having France, I don't know, like send you troops, men, boats, getting involved, that kind of thing, which would be nice, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. Okay, this is a rare opportunity. We might be able to catch the British without a general, no less. And we're going to force march just to catch up to them. Maybe stack white, possibly. Nope. Congress printing machine. What could go wrong? Just a little bit of money printing. Who hasn't done that once or twice by accident? And there's the stack wipe. So, Britain, 6,000 troops left. Time to go unsiege our country, I guess. Wait, what is this? Cede provinces to me for free? I mean, sure, okay. Thanks. All right. I guess the first aspect we should probably take would be discipline, right? Although Although I guess it doesn't matter that much considering the war is pretty much over. I'm just here to pick up a few extra things along the way. Oh yeah, it's 1781, so every fort is like impossible. We even have enough people? Yeah, I need 24 regiments. Goddamn. Yeah, that's gonna be a nightmare to siege actually, never mind. How is it that 1781, no one has taken offensive ideas? Not a single country in the game was loaded to have offensive ideas? Not one? Not a single one. No, hold on, the Ottomans have offensive ideas. Oh, the system's just broken. Okay, that's cool. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess this idea was technically first picked in 1781. Technically speaking, I guess we can be done the war now. I just wanted to take a few extra things just for the sake of it. Especially because this independence war doesn't really count as an independence war. Like, I don't even think you can technically lose because it would cost more war score than you can give up. So again, the scenarios are not exactly balanced for what would make sense. Wow, that really is the achievement. That's it. Considering I thought the achievement required you to own the entirety of the contiguous United States as the borders are today, I guess we can just keep on going. If nothing else, at least we can watch the world burn as the systems try to cope with the fact that none of this was ever supposed to happen this way. Okay, American independence. Cool, works for me. Let's sell some titles, take some land back, I guess. Another really funny thing that I kinda didn't notice until now is that Britain is still Protestant because the bookmarks were made so far back that Britain doesn't even become Anglican. Also, Hussite still exists. Not sure if maybe that was an oversight that they forgot to change or if that was intentional, but interesting. Starting a game this late is also a completely different experience because first of all, you have like no buildings. Like literally zero except for maybe some forts. Even Britain, no buildings, just forts. And also, you don't even have enough time for them to pay themselves off. Like, think about it like this. I have 39 years that I can play in this video. Only 39, and then the game ends. I'm playing Iron Man. That's it. So, I guess we better get colonizing. First, let's get rid of defensive ideas, because frankly, we do not need them. We're gonna swap that out for expansion, and we're gonna focus on admin, of course, so we can get that second colonist. Oh, okay, that's cool. So, again, because of the features that have been added to this game over the past, like, 10 years, anybody who decides to establish the Augustinians just gets free institution growth. So Spanish Peru is going to be the real birthplace of industrialization in this timeline. So that's cool, I guess. Because Britain, it's just one province. In fact, the one province that spawned industrialization doesn't have industrialization. I love this game. Naturally, we'll take global settler increase for the second aspect. Ooh, flavor event. One which doesn't tell us what happens. Okay. $8 million owed to the French and Dutch. Are you sure about that? And last I checked, I didn't take any money from them. Okay, whatever. We'll just go with eeny, meeny, money. That one, sure. Lose to inflation. No, that's a huge amount of money. I'm taking that. Honestly, I'm more surprised that there are even flavor events for America. Although I guess they did make that one DLC like 9 years ago or something. Let's do yearly prestige until the end of the game would be an absolutely insane modifier. Except like no one's gonna find it ever, so like that's fair. Pay for a little bit of Republican tradition. In fact, we can just debase currency and then use... Is that the exact amount of money? Almost the exact amount of money to pay off that corruption and just get 5 Republican tradition. So literally free. Just imagine all of the artwork that was created, all of the unique events, all of the things that were created specifically to play as America that if most people are like me aren't going to experience for the first 7 years they played this game. Oh man. Alright, well I was gonna hold off on fighting the Iroquois for a while because never really had a reason to invade them, but I guess if somebody else is going to, suppose we might as well. Okay, I figured we already had our government form. American Republic, that's the one that we have. Constitutional monarchy. You know what? That would be so funny. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Ah, yes. My favorite king of America, John Clive Anderson. I remember that guy from the history textbooks. Wait, what is this? Admiralty regime, a monarchy where the ruler is also the superior commander of the navy? Coastal provinces cost 10% less governing capacity. That's crazy. You know what? I don't even care anymore. I'm taking it. First, second lady and second first lady Abigail Adams. Wait, hold on a second. Wife of John Adams, the first vice president. What president? We don't have vice presidents anymore. Sounds like a whole bunch of LARP to me. Oh my god. Oh my god, I sometimes I love this game and sometimes I hate this game. Okay, we can't take the entirety of the Iroquois because somebody kind of beat me to it, but that's okay. I guess since, yeah, the game only started literally a few years ago, we are technically allowed to have every single event that we're supposed to get in the first like 150 years. So I will take that after I bump stability up by 1. Oh man, this is like such an antiquated feeling. This kind of event flavor rather than just like having mission trees or flavor events, which are actually kind of helpful. Truce with Britain is over, although I imagine they're probably not going to try that again, considering our armies are about the same strength. Actually, I have the Miltech advantage. See, that's a big thing about the setup, is that a lot of countries start pretty strong, but they don't actually have the backbone to back up that strength once it's depleted. So for example, Britain has like barely any manpower recovery because they have no buildings. They barely have any money and barely any manpower recovery because they have no buildings and there's been like no development. In a regular game, you'd expect something like Derby to be 30 development minimum. Free points, my favorite kind of event. Seeing as we need at least 50 legitimacy to abdicate, let's strengthen the government, and let's not do that because it doesn't tell you the other requirements until you fulfill one of them. So unlike in real life where this period was, you know, kind of Spanish decline for the most part, in this version of EU4 with this timestamp, Spain is actually incredibly strong, 147,000 troops, where France has 75,000. So for some reason, Spain is basically just like the #1 great power, other than Russia, I suppose. Pretty obvious that Spain also wants to conquer our territory, so I mean, I'll just make a preemptive move, I guess. I'm sure the Spanish probably wouldn't mind if we just take Florida, right? Oh god, Janissary coup in the Ottomans. They never stood a chance. It's so over for them. There, that was pretty easy. So it turns out making privateers and then just sending them to the Caribbean is going to give you probably more money than you would make just sitting here doing nothing. I think I've made more money just from privateering than I have from, well, the past entire video, actually. That's cool, I guess. American philosophical study. Woo, that is powerful. Okay, yeah, well, let's take that, sure. Oh, wait, hold on. Was that? Did I just see the Shadow Kingdom pop up for Austria-Hungary? Dude, the Emperor has until the year 1490 to reign in as many Italian nations as possible. Well, good luck with that, man. Another minus 10%? Okay. Oh no, tragically, the king has died. I guess we'll just have to put Lady Anne Anderson in charge. How unfortunate. I still can't believe I got that event for the first time in what feels like months, and it's on the least serious run I have ever played. You know what, rather than trade ideas, I'm gonna swap them out for exploration, which sounds stupid, and it kind of is, but it's mostly just so I can colonize faster. We're done with expansion ideas, so I guess we might as well pick up some settler chants. Here's what I was waiting for. 5 colonists and about 20 years to go. I'm sure we can probably finish this off. The Spanish colonies have just declared independence, and I don't know if I like that, because they're all allied to each other and France. You know, for a country that basically no one ever touches, kind of impressive how they actually have events. All the way up until 1802, no less. Well, we can easily sell titles, take some land back, and fund that expedition. It's not gonna be an easy war, considering New Spain is, a lot stronger than us, actually. But that western frontier isn't going to open itself. I'm so grateful to the AI for sending the worst stacks they have available. Thank you so much. Makes my life way easier right from the start. So 4 stack wipes later, that's pretty much the whole army, and that wasn't really so bad. Went ahead and grabbed Mexico, but they're still not going to leave, so we'll have to beat them up a little bit. We can also finish off this mission, but I'm first gonna go ahead and debase some currency so we can get rid of that corruption for free. There we go. I've been trying to get New Spain to break their alliances, otherwise it'd be way too annoying to invade. Oh, Spanish Louisiana is actually still a colony of Spain. That's perfect. Oh, in fact, they all are, I think, except for New Mexico, or New Spain rather. The colonies just lost the war, I guess. Well, it makes my life easier because it's not nearly as much war score to take all this, and then we'll come back in a few years and grab that little bit up there. 13 years left in the game and a couple of extra admin points, so we should probably start cleaning up a few of the other tags around here as well. This has to be the weirdest event I've seen in a while. 10 base manpower in a single province? Not spread out or anything, just one province. Okay, cool. Alright. The truce against Mexico is up, and it's gonna be kinda difficult to actually fight them at this point. 582 war score for all of Mexico. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit tough. We probably won't be able to take that much. The Louisiana Purchase. Pay 1,000 ducats. Gain a province. Cool. You know what? It's just funny enough. I'm gonna do it. There we go. That's one of the Mexican armies, and I don't think we're going to get the chance to recover before fighting this one. Yeah, especially not with a roll like that. Sheesh. Oh, well, that's convenient. We'll take the manpower, I guess. Okay, we're not having a bad trade here necessarily. Especially the fire phase, we're doing pretty alright. But they're probably gonna reinforce on time, probably, which would be kind of bad, even though I scorched it. Tragic. Well, rest in peace, Queen Anne. Can't have anything too good last that long. Alright, let's consolidate those regiments. We can probably defend against that, no problem. Yeah, not a big deal. Man, this war is taking a long time. I was hoping I'd be able to reach the west coast and maybe colonize the whole thing, but that's clearly not gonna happen. Okay. Normally this would be great. This would be fantastic. But there's 1 year left in the game. And with one final battle that has pretty much the remaining Mexican troops in it, we should be able to finish this war. I kind of forget, but I'm pretty sure this is what the border looks like. Maybe. I don't know. Something like this at least. Close enough. And that is where the game ends. Unfortunately, because I'm playing Iron Man, I can't decide to play after. I really wish there were just a way to like close this menu. But in any case, we can go to the very end of the timeline to take a look at the world, because remember, it's not just about us playing the US, it's also how does the AI cope with the whole starting from scratch 300 years late kind of thing. And surprisingly, Prussia is better at unifying Germany than they are in Victoria 3, so that's cool, I guess. The Ottomans absolutely collapsed. They became revolutionary Turkey, then got killed, and then became the Ottomans again. Unlike in our timeline, Britain is completely incapable of conquering the rest of India. I'm actually surprised that Qing didn't collapse in the time that we had left. Spain managed to keep all their colonies except for Mexico, although I'm not sure how much my involvement might have influenced that. France, still revolutionary, doesn't do much other than conquer the Netherlands, I guess. So that's kind of it for the feature. I mean, more or less what you'd expect for something that's just kind of barely updated over the past decade. Really only useful for like one achievement, and well, that's kind of it. Although I will say, it does create a sort of interesting dynamic, because in late game, you're either super overpowered by that point, or you've just stopped playing. So experiencing late game from a country that actually isn't the strongest, and you kind of have to put in at least a little bit of work, is interesting, even if you don't really see that work pay off. I did manage to increase the economy by about 4 times, I think. Can't even really see what the income was anymore, but pretty sure it was like 210 ducats, which is not bad when we started with like, I don't know, like 50 or something. But unfortunately, because I can't show you anything else, that's gonna be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you want, go ahead, give this a shot yourself. I don't know if I would personally recommend it. It wasn't the most riveting gameplay I've ever had in EU4, but try it out yourself. Oh, and if you want to leave the video a thumbs up, that'd be pretty cool. Thanks. And of course, thank you very much for watching to the end. For now, this is Corbett, signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. A big thank you to the patrons for this month, and in particular, a special shout out to Erica, Lucabecca, Nick Steffel, Cubrute, AG Forero, Quiet Guy, Torvalved, Ambient Cyan, James Levy, Luke78776, Robert, and Cold Times.